do some chemistry, holiday style, right?
Right
Mary
on.
Porter Green's back with us.
You betcha. So today we're doing, again, stuff that mostly you can find in your kitchen that is really fun for the holidays and that your kids will get excited about. And I have to say, this stuff was sitting out on my counter the last couple days, and I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old at home, and a little infant, of course, but the older kids just were like, oh!
I'm sure they loved it.
It's definitely like kid endorsed. Okay, so
Let's get
So are
started.
we really going to make snow?
we are going to make snow. That's our very last one, and that's the easiest one of all. But but the first one is you often see at this time of year like crystal Christmas trees, and you spend like $3 on them, $4 on them. We sell them at Curiosity Zone, but I was like, you know, I bet you we could make that. And sure enough, there was I Googled it, I found the recipe for it, and it's so super simple to make. The key to making these, though, is this stuff called Mrs. Stewart's bluing. This is hard to find, and so I apologize for that. You may have to order it online.
I've never heard of it.
You may have to order it online. It's $5-ish online. But once you get that, you're all set. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a sponge, or in our case, we use sponge paper, which is so much fun because when you hit it with water, it expands. It goes, and you can get this at any craft store, but you can certainly just use a sponge from the grocery store. Not a big deal.
It feels like construction paper when it's dry.
It does. You'll see in a second. We're going to hit it with some water, and it's awesome. So then, what I did here was cut the bottom on this one and the top on this one, so you can stick them together to make a three-dimensional tree.
Okay.
Perfect.
But you can also just do like a simple, you know, piece of paper, and I mean, it's not paper, but a piece of sponge cut out to be like that. And that's what this one is.
The flat one.
I can show you
Oh,
guys.
that came out nice.
See, so this is what we're doing. We're growing these salt crystals, and it's a very simple solution that you're making. And all we're going to do here is, if you would dump in, let's see, what is that? 2 tablespoons of water.
Okay.
And then 2 tablespoons of salt. And we're going to dissolve this. And what you're making is called a super saturated solution. It's basically you're dissolving as much salt in there as you can, and you're still going to have some left over. And then you're going to put in the secret stuff, which is the Mrs. Stewart's bluing. The reason this works so great for growing crystals is it has these teeny little particles in it. And what happens is the solution starts to evaporate, right?
Okay.
And when it starts, first of all, it's gonna creep up your sponge. One more thing, this is optional, but we're gonna put an ammonia in ours, because what I discovered is when you put in a tablespoon of ammonia, it will evaporate even faster, and your crystals will start to grow in like under 10 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Because kids don't have patience, so it's good to go faster.
So what's gonna happen is we're gonna pour this in the bottom of our container, or you can pour it over your sponge, whatever. And it's going to soak up the sponge slowly but surely. You can see how cool the sponge is. See how it starts to pop open? And eventually it'll soak the liquid all the way up to the top. And what's happening is it's carrying the salt and the little particles from the Mrs. Stewart's all the way up through. As the water starts to evaporate, the crystals start to
Now, the bluing stuff, the Mrs. Stewart's, what is that used for?
It's an old-fashioned laundry thing.
Yeah, it says it makes white clothes whiter.
Because you know how your whites get yellow, kind of?
Yeah.
So old-fashioned used to throw that in there and make them white again.
Mrs. Stewart's.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
So anyway, your crystals will start to grow in 10 minutes, and then this
It's already getting fuzzy.
This is
Look
a
at
couple
that.
days worth, and you get the color from adding a little bit of food coloring if you want to.
Yeah, this one right here, this blue one looks fun.
Beautiful.
You can go crazy with it. And just a quick thing on science. Do you know what makes a crystal a crystal?
Magic.
Magic.
Yeah.
The molecules repeat in a pattern. So salt crystals are always square.
Okay.
So sugar crystals have a different shape, water crystals have a different shape, but they're always the same shape.
Very neat.
What's happening here is they're kind of all those little cubes are stacking up, and I actually brought a little. Make sure you get out your magnifying glass at home to check out your little crystals.
So you can see if they're square.
This is compliments of my in-laws. They're the greatest ever. They found this in an antique store.
I know. I was about to say, it's like Sherlock Holmes right here.
It's my giant
Finding a
magnifying
clue.
glass. Okay.
How much do the kids love this? I can imagine.
It's so much fun, and the color and the fact that it grows. I mean, every time you look at it, it's got more crystals on it.
All right, I see sweets.
Next, okay.
What's going on here?
What we're doing the bath bombs again because I found out that you can make them look like cupcakes, which I just thought was the coolest thing ever. Look at this.
Yeah, it does look like an edible cupcake.
By my friends Jordan and Sophie. Jordan's my stepdaughter, and this is her friend Sophie. And I just put out the ingredients on the counter on Friday night, and I said, "You guys, I'm thinking about doing this for TV. Can you make them for me?" And they whipped them up and did such a great job. So again, totally kid-proven,
those would make
kid-tested,
cute little presents.
Yes. So they wrapped them up, and they're going to give them to various people for Christmas, and they're all excited. But we figured out you can also make them into little bonbons by using little cupcake holders.
Right.
Or you can press them into cookie cutters and make them look like little sugar cookies.
So what do you need for this?
The ingredients are citric acid, which you can get. Is this citric? No, this is baking soda. You need baking soda first, and baking soda.
First, don't mix up your baking soda with your citric acid.
And basically, it's an acid-base reaction that you're creating, right? And so you're putting dry materials together first. So you're going to put baking soda, which of course everybody knows you get in the baking aisle, and then this is 3/4 cup, and then you're going to put 1/4 cup of citric acid. And you can find this in many grocery stores in the canning sort of section, or you can buy it online. This is the acid, this is the base, baking soda is the base. You can combine those, and then you are going to add some oil. And now what I like to use is scented bath oil because it keeps you from having to add like a fragrance. So
okay, that's a good idea.
So we're putting in about 4 tablespoons of baby oil. Scented baby oil that I got out of my little baby's room. And honestly, that's it. You stir it. Yeehaw. And pretty soon you have bath bombs. And if you want to, you can add food coloring to it to make it pink. That's how we made it pink. And you want to get it to this nice texture, and then you just smash them together. And you put them into balls or into your little cupcake containers or whatever.
That is simple, easy.
And then to make sprinkles, to make it look like sugar cookies or candies or whatever, all you do is you take borax crystals, which you can buy in the everywhere in the pharmacy aisles, usually in like the bath salt or bathy area. And all we did was add a little bit of the scented bath oil and baby oil and a little bit of the food coloring.
Oh, they're beautiful.
And it makes it smell good and look good. And this
I thought it
actually
was
makes
sugar crystals.
This, I know it does, exactly. And this is actually yummy in your bath too, just all by itself. Borax is mostly used for soaking in.
That is
and then
so
you have to put a tag on that says "Do not eat."
I just said, you guys, I just said borax and I meant Epsom salts. I've lost my mind.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be.
You have 3 kids you're dealing
sending
with.
all these people to the store for borax. No, borax is a different thing. This is Epsom salts, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay.
Okay, one last thing over here.
To make your snow, this is the most fun of all and the most messy of all. Ooh. You're gonna basically take a box of cornstarch.
Okay.
And you're going to take, we're just going to pretend like this for TV, and you're going to take some shaving cream, about 1/2 can to 1 box of cornstarch. You're going to squish that in there, and I'm not going to make you guys do it because it's incredibly messy.
All right.
But your kids are going to love it. It's a sensory awesomeness thing, and with a little bit of cornstarch you might have left over, you definitely want to make the oobleck thing, which is basically cornstarch and water makes oobleck. So it looks like it's really, really firm, right?
Yeah, it does.
But when you put it in your hand, it will turn into, that's not a very good demonstration because I need more water. Anyway, oobleck is you basically add water. You guys can see that. You add water to cornstarch. You
can play with it.
When you press on it, it's a solid, and when you let go of it, it'll melt. See? Turns into a liquid.
Fun.
Wow.
That's non-Newtonian fluid, and all you need for that is cornstarch and water. So, but when you're done with this, it'll end up like this, and you can make snowballs out of it, or you can just play with it. It just becomes like a powdery, fun thing.
Oh yeah,
your kids
I can see kids loving this.
all kinds of. Oh, and it's just really fun to here. This one.
Oh wow.
Make you too dirty.
This won't hurt us. Okay.
It's smushy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isn't it fun?
it's a great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great.
Just
It's more fun than Play-Doh.
Getting there,
I like it.
Getting there is a little messy because you have all the shaving cream and the
Right.
cornstarch all
But
over
that's
your
what
hands.
the kids love.
They will love it. Just make sure it's in the kitchen where you can clean it up, or maybe in the bathtub. Or
Awesome. Well, Mary
So
Porter
glad it's
Green from the Curiosity Zone.
Oh, my
Thank you so
goodness.
much. Happy holidays.
Oh, happy holidays to you guys.
Okay.
We'll be right back after the break. Love this.